Hey guys, in this video we're going to take a look at how to make simple logos that have shapes that you might already be able to access quite easily just through fonts, but how to manipulate those fonts and how to draw those simple shapes. So the example we're going off today would be this one here, the LC with a little border around it. So in order to do that, we're not going to vectorize the sketch of the LC, and you can see here that this student here with the C that they've drawn, it's not perfect. There's a lot of rough lines and the shape is not ideal to vectorize. Well, it's probably going to be quicker to generate this shape from scratch using Adobe Illustrator. You'd still sketch your ideas for your assignment, but when it comes to generating your computer generated logo or your vector, would you do it straight on AI? So what I'm going to do is I'll just delete what we've already done. And so to start off with, I've got my new drawing here, and I'm going to click on a little text icon. So that's there, and I just select where I'd like to start drawing. Now, the letters we need for this one is LC, so I'm just going to type in LC. Not sure what's happening here. Oh, that's cleaned itself up. So I'm going to go capitals LC, and I'll just do that once. I've already got it there. I can highlight that. What's happening now, I tried to highlight, but I've still got my text tool on, so I'm just going to press Escape. Control Z, get rid of that one. I'll get my selection tool now, and I'll just highlight the one I'm wanting to do that's here, and I can copy that. What's worth noting, guys, is that when I do my text, this little character toolbar came up. Now, sorry guys, I'm having a bit of trouble here. I might be able to change this text hopefully now and just show you. Yep, so I'm able to change that text just by highlighting it. I found it a little bit easier to do it before I draw. So you select a text that you like that best represents the sketch you're doing. I've just changed it just for the hell of it to show you guys how to change it. And I've upped the point, so the point is the size of it. So this one here under character is the one you want. If it's not available, you would go window, and then you would work your way down to, well, I thought it would be character. Bear with me, I might pause this video and double check how we get that back up. Okay, that's a super simple one. The reason I couldn't get it was because it's under properties, so properties is always there. So if I click on the text toolbar and I select it, up comes my character there. So if you didn't have it, it would be because you don't have properties on, which is normally always on, but if it was deselected, I would go window, and then I would go down to properties, select it, and back it comes. So that could be something that stumps you, so hopefully that helps you. If I now go back to my selection, I want to select these letters here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to control and copy them, and then I'm going to paste them by going control F, and that will put them on top of each other. And I'll just drag them down over here, and from here we'll work on them. So if I select them again, what I want to do is I want to create an outline. So if I go to type and then down to create outlines, that's created an outline for my text. And so I'm not sure if they're grouped, but I'll just select them both again and go object, and I'm going to ungroup them. So they're ungrouped now. A little tip someone told me today is to always check again that they're ungrouped. So they are ungrouped, which is good. I can now grab the C, and I'm pretty sure that's where it goes on the logo. We'll just put it there for now. Doing any placing work, it's always a good idea to go control plus and zoom in on whatever you're doing, because you'll get a better idea of how it's going to look. So I'm pretty happy with that. One thing I do want to do is fill in. If we look at the original, oh, it's not in the original. It's what we did today in our training, just for an exercise. Let's say I wanted to fill in the two ends of the letters here and make them all the same. What I would do is I would select my line tool. I would make my fill black. Sorry. That's my stroke. I would make my stroke black, and I'm going to make it really thin, so 0.25. So that's drawn my line. So I can select that. There's my line. That's all good. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to select and hold down Shift both my letters. And what I want to do is I only really want to see the outline. So if I flip that around, that flips my fill with my stroke, and I can make that stroke really thin. And now I can work on the geometry of the shape. So with that, I'm going to select with the direct selection tool, this one on the right. I'll select this guy here. I'm going to grab this anchor and I'm going to drag it across. If you can't get it to lock onto that line, chances are you've sort of zoomed out too far. The next thing I'm going to do is we're going to delete these other lines that we don't quite need. So I'm going to go over to my shape builder tool. Yep. If you don't have it, it might be Live Paint Bucket, so you might need to change it. So I'm already on shape builder tool. You would change it by going to that bottom thing there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I need to select everything first, that's right. So if I did Control A, that selects everything, or I could go with my selection tool and select it. Shape builder, I'm now going to draw a line through all the areas that I want to become one. So that's done that, and I can clean up this little area here too. For some reason on this text, it didn't do it on the other one. It created this strange boundary in here. I'm just going to delete it so that it all becomes one. I'm just left mouse clicking, holding it down and dragging that line through. You'd think that you'd be able to drag through there and cut it, but what we need to do is delete these endpoints or nodes. And the way you do that is you go to this delete anchor point. So it's a point, it's not a node, so delete the point. And it might look a little bit different. It probably looks like the pen tool when you first used it. So left click down and go delete point tool, and I'm going to go selection, left click, and that's deleted that. So that gives me the outline of that logo, which is looking pretty good. So I can take that as a vector now if I wanted, and I could just go and save that. Or if I wanted to fill it in at the moment, I could do that as well by going back here to my selection tool, grabbing everything and saying that I want my fill to be black. I want my outline to be black as well. Left click over here, and that's filled it in. So that's how I would create simple geometry like letters, and you can use obviously different text and get nicer looking outcomes. I had another demo on this page, but I've deleted it. As opposed to trying to sketch it and vectorize it. I think this is a much better way.